Hey everybody, it's Hank Yuloff from Yuloff Creative here in Sedona, Arizona. Most of us have walked past the syrup section of our local store and we've had those uncomfortable feelings. When we looked at the Aunt Jemima brand. Well, Quaker Oats must know what they're doing. They are a large corporation. And uh, hey, there's Mrs. Butterworth's too. Yeah. How many of us have looked at that female bottle caricature and thought, is that supposed to be? No, that isn't that Mammy caricature of black women. No. Hmm. But if Butterworth was questionable, Aunt Jemima was obvious. When the winds of social change are blowing after George Floyd was killed, and the killings just kept on going. Our country's been changed, and it's very much hit our corporate America, which I'm rather pleased about. So let's talk about that a little bit. Uh, we're saying goodbye to Aunt Jemima after 130 years. She's been the fake face of their pancake batter and syrup forever. But that company got rained on. They had been rained on before, but now social change is making the change, which is great. Their corporate statement said, "We recognize Aunt Jemima's origins are based on a racial stereotype. As we work to make progress toward racial equality through several initiatives, we also want to take a hard look at our portfolio of brands and ensure they reflect our values and meet consumers' expectations." Now, you could be thinking this is all obvious and I have nothing to worry about with my products and such. They don't offend. So, okay, let's move on for a minute. We'll talk later about that. Mrs. Butterworth's, on the other hand, their corporate, they haven't made that decision yet. And here was their corporate uh, statement. Um, Mrs. Butterworth's brand is intended to evoke the images of a loving grandmother. We stand in solidarity with our Black and Brown communities, and we can see that our packaging may be interpreted in a way that is wholly inconsistent with our values. It's heartbreaking and unacceptable that racism and racial injustices exist around the world. Will be part of the solution. Let's work toward progress towards that. They haven't made the decision. They're trying to have it both ways. Uncle Ben's rice disappearing. I had one friend that posted a diatribe about the woman, Nancy Baker, and her life, and said that liberals have now destroyed everything that was positive about this woman's life, and I was like, really? Huh? Why don't we just change it to Aunt Nancy's and move from there? Land O'Lakes has taken the Native American off their brand. Eskimo pie, same kind of a thing. Cream of wheat. So, what can a large company do? And let's talk about this for a sec. On June 12, 2020, Rayshard Brooks, a 27-year-old black man, was detained and arrested on DUI, though he was sleeping in the parking lot of a Wendy's restaurant. That situation went from bad to murder. Again, don't want to get into the politics of that. But let's talk about what could happen. Let's talk about the positive. If I owned that Wendy's franchise, here would be my announcement. We're going to rebuild the restaurant. And I would also announce that a certain percentage of the profits from that store would go toward a fund that we're going to set up in Mr. Brooks' name. And the purpose would be to donate to social justice causes. Every year on June 12, we will hold a celebration in our parking lot where nonprofits that have the social justice message will set up, and we will make it a celebration of what his life could have been and make the best of that. I believe that if they were to do that, the revenues and the profits for that restaurant would go up. That's the Richard Brooks Wendy's Let's Go There. I think it would work out positively to turn an incredibly negative situation into something more positive for a lot of people. So, my fellow business owners, you might be asking, what do I do now? First, understand that you and I are not infallible. We are not perfect. We see the world through a lens that sometimes has to be polished. Most important is for us to be understanding the things that can cause sensitivity to others. Some are quite obvious, and some will have to be brought to our attention. When the winds of social change blow, we remember that we do not walk in their shoes, and we have to be open to others. So, what's going on in your business? Are you looking to be on the positive side? We suggest that you take a good look at the sales tools that are using. But I'm not racist, you say. Yeah, you're not. But what if you're creating a slide presentation and you mistakenly use a symbol or a photo that had a symbol in the background that was offensive to potential clients? Have you taken a really good look at it? We recently went through all of our presentations for two reasons. First, we had to update the methods of selling. Because we're all currently facing. It isn't necessarily your brand versus a competitor, but it's your brand versus competitor, or do they buy it all? Because we've been instantly put into a recession. So the buying habits of folks have changed. So we're looking at change. We've changed all of our presentations. But we were also looking at it from, we want to make sure. So we looked at every photo and we found one slide that we wanted to change, and we did. Um, in fact, on the slide side of it, we changed to 15, almost 20% of the slides in our small business breakthrough boot camp, because we had to update the sales messages that we're teaching. So out of hundreds of slides, we found one, switched it out. So do you want to discuss how this is going to affect your business? We would love to talk to you. We'd love to review your services, your products, and reflect your company values, and we want to do it for free. Let's have that conversation. If you go to freemarketingconsultation.com, we can have a chat about what's going on in your business and how you can support and benefit from social change. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. You can be on the right side of things. You're still allowed to make a profit, and we want you to do that. So go to freemarketingconsultation.com. We'll talk, begin that conversation. Wishing you the best in your business. And if you found this video on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to our channel. If you're watching it on our blog, on our website, thanks for reading our blog and being at our website. We look forward to talking to you.